Welcome to another bonus episode of the Mariana Dalto Show. Today, we're going to be diving into a crucial topic for all sales professionals: the 10 mistakes that kills your deals. Whether you're just starting out or you are a seasoned pro, these common pitfalls can be the difference between closing a deal and losing a client. So I will discuss these 10 mistakes, and then you can feel free to take notes, or you can download the free resource that talks about these mistakes and have additional information on this topic. So you have it handy for your sales success. All right, so first we'll go into the number one mistake, which is not selling the solution. Again, I've talked many times in prior podcasts about how you focus on the solution that you provide to your customers. So many salespeople spend too much time focusing on the offer or the product features, forgetting that people really buy solutions to their problems. And that's, again, I can't reinforce enough the importance of what problem do you solve for people based on the business that you have. You need to always center your pitch on how you can solve the client's specific problem to avoid losing the deal. Focus on their pain points and how your product really solves that problem. So that's mistake number one, not selling the solution to the prospect or the lead. The second one is missing buying signals. So do not focus on delivering, your presentations. Pay attention to place really close attention to the buying signals and the reactions from decision makers and even the influencers in the room. You need to stay aware, ask questions, and be ready to adjust your approach when you notice some cues that they are, maybe ready to make a decision. So again, make sure not just talk to the decision makers in that conversation or meeting that you have. Involve everyone in the room, because the influencer can really impact the decision on moving forward or not. So that's number two, missing buying signals. Number three is refusing to ask hard questions. And this is hard for people, to be honest, to really ask hard questions because they are shy. They don't want to feel people uncomfortable, but it's important in order to move forward with the deal, right? So avoiding these tough questions, such as, for example, talking about budgets or competitors, really will undermine your credibility because you're not putting those questions on the table. Real closers ask tough questions like, how do you feel about our pricing? And why would you do business with us over a competitor? Like really putting that on the table. So then people are really honest and talking about what are the things that they resonate with you or not, about how you offer and really how you help them. These questions will build trust and can really bring out critical decision-making information, because when you ask those questions, they might give you information that you didn't know that can help you give more information to them to make a decision. It shows the lead or the prospect that you're serious about understanding their needs, right? So for sure, ask these hard questions to clarify and to help them make a decision, because what you offer really will help them with the solution that they need. The fourth mistake is believing price solves problems, right? Like, meaning rarely the price is not the reason why the deal failed. Buyers who claim it's about the price are often masking other concerns, and that's why you keep digging and asking questions about it. They will spend that money elsewhere if they don't see the value on what you are offering. So focus on showcasing the value of your solution and how your product's benefits outweigh the cost. Again, most of the time, they are maybe not clear on all the solutions on how this can help them solve a problem. If they really see value, they will pay for it because they know that you are giving them the solution that they need. So again, most of the time, price is not the problem. There's something about the solution that you're providing that is not resonating with them in a way that is solving their problem. Mistake number 5 is presenting without the intention to close. Every presentation should be done with intention that you're gonna close that person in that conversation. Make it clear from the start that your goal is to solve the client's problem immediately and not just wait, and talk about solutions and let it be, right? Be transparent and confident, but don't be arrogant. Start with, your intention to have your product in use, by the client within the week. So what I'm saying with this is you want to bring it up to the client that this is a solution for their problem, and your intention is to close them on this because it's going to help them with their problem, and you are going to state your intention that your goal is to sell them on the problem, solve them on the solution, and then they should be using this by the end of the week. And that's how straightforward and transparent you are with the conversation, and that's could bring up new information and a different conversation when you are with the client. The next mistake is not asking for the close early enough. So don't wait too long to ask for the close. If you delay, you may miss the moment when the prospect is really ready to buy. Break the presentation into stages and ask if they've seen enough to make a decision. This will keep them engaged and will help them. It will help you close earlier if the person is ready. So don't wait until the end. That it's another big mistake that people make. The other one is the price mystery, and that comes that is another one that is very often handled, where people will hide the price until the end, and then that causes anxiety for your lead or for the person that you're talking to, right? Because they really want to know, okay, how much it's going to cost me to do this in order to solve my problem. So reveal the price early in the conversation. So then the prospect is, can evaluate along the side, they know the price. Now you're talking about the solution. You're giving the different features and benefits and everything that will solve the problem. And then they are evaluating and they can ask questions along the way, right? So instead of having the person being like, have that anxiety, okay, what is going to end up being, just bring it up front. And then, that could also lead with more questions and answers that can have a richer conversation. The next mistake is ignoring influencers. And what I mean by that is just don't focus on the decision maker only during the presentation. Ask every influencer in the room what problem they're most interested in solving, because every person within the organization will have a different perspective on the problem, and everyone will maybe value different solutions based on how they're sitting within the company and what their issues are, right? So make sure that you involve not just the decision maker, but everyone within the team, because their input can be very crucial to close the deal. They can even sway the outcome of the deal. So make sure that you are addressing their concerns, not just the decision maker. Number 9 will be using free trials to close a deal. These may vary depending on the business that you have, but free trials may seem like a great closing tool, but they often lead to delays and maybe customers that they ended up not committing. They often result in, cash flow problems or uncommitted customers, right? Because if you don't pay, you're not serious, you're not committed, and it's a mindset where people don't have, again, the commitment on moving forward and with your business. So they often result, again, with cash flow problems, because they may say yes now, but then they don't have the money to pay moving forward. So focus on deals with real commitments instead of offering free trials. Again, some business might be different. I know some software companies, they offer a 14-day trial or a 30-day trial, and people will take advantage of that to kind of experience the platform. But in other type of services, it could be coaching, it could be any other services. Just be aware really how much that could be a benefit for you. Ideally, you want to push for a paid commitment to avoid wasting time. And again, people that don't pay attention, don't commit seriously, and that's something that it will really help in your sales process. And the last one is no urgency. So in order to close deals, if you place urgency in the conversation, it'll really make a difference. If you truly believe in your product or in your service, you must insist on closing the deal now and not later. Remember that time will kill deals. That is why the urgency to close, that strategy is important. Clients' priorities can shift, and deal will slip away if you wait and wait and wait. So the moment is now. When you're talking, when you're closing the deal, you keep having conversation, asking hard questions to understand why they're pushing and they want more time. Because again, if you wait, it might not really move forward on the sale. So I hope these 10 mistakes helps you improve your sales process. Again, you can use that for your daily conversations with clients and any activity that you do in your business. Don't forget to download the free resource that could help you kind of have everything in one place, all these strategies, and have them in your back pocket for your daily activities. And let's keep closing deals and driving success. This is going to be good for you, for your business, and more strategies are coming your way in this podcast and this upcoming podcast. So thank you again for tuning in and for listening to this episode.